Today we're back reading some more horrifying Nice Guys, and it's going to be so fun. I've been missing this subreddit for a couple of days where I didn't make an episode on it. At the end of the episode, we're also going to read some Nice Guy stories, cause why not, you know? Enjoy, guys. So the first one's a dating profile. What a freaking joke all of you women are looking for a good man, but they're right in front of you. But I guess I'm not good enough for all of you stuck-up biatches. Wow, and you don't see anything wrong with this? They're so angry. Like, oh, you stuck-up biatches. God, you suck. Why don't you date me? I'm so nice and I'm such a good man. Even though we haven't even spoken yet and I'm already angry at you. Like, how is somebody gonna read this and be like, oh yeah, I want to talk to this person. Oh hey, yeah, I don't be on here very much. Things are going, I suppose. Why just going? Well, we lost mum yesterday, so yeah. My god, well, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Can you add me on Insta? I sent you a few follow requests. Oh, that was you? I didn't know from the picture of a car profile picture. Yup, I was wondering why you never accept. It's weird, you know. Why was it weird? You really can't expect someone to know who you are when you don't even have a picture of yourself. True. So that's it? Just a thumbs up? Oh my god, this is sad. Well, yeah, I'm in the middle of a family group chat, funeral arrangements and all. Gotcha, but it takes a few seconds to add someone on Instagram, you know. And what, you think that's what they're going to be worried about right now? This is where the conversation should end. I'm aware. Yeah, so just go add me. No offense, but you're being really pushy. I'd rather not. Pushy? I was just pointing out how simple it is, to be honest. Understood? You keep leaving me hanging here. Are you ever going to add me or not? I see you never change. Elaborate, please. Being difficult. Some things never change, I guess. Listen, I'm grieving my mother. This is not the time for that. I know, that's why I asked you to add me in case you need to talk. Just being a shoulder to cry on. My patience is running thin with this. Be well. Okay, I just don't get the hostility. I was trying to help. My extended family is big. I think I've more than covered that. Take care. So, is that a no? Yeah, that was a sad conversation. Yeah, like the top comment says, sorry that your mum died, but I'm obviously more important than some silly funeral. How is a person even supposed to react to an attitude like that? Yeah, that's right. Pretty sure they got other stuff to worry about. We're off to a wild start today. I hope you're doing okay. I wanted to give you a few days to gather your thoughts. Honestly, it really threw me off when you said you were uncomfortable. I have no idea why you feel that way. I'm a super nice, respectful guy with a bright future. I never did anything but show you respect and kindness. And no, I'm not just putting on a pretty face to get you to take your clothes off. I honestly really liked you, and it bummed me out a lot when you said that. I would still love to talk to you and see what happens because I really liked you a lot, and you were someone I clicked really well with. I just wanted to say that. I hope that you're doing well, and I'd love to hear from you again. You really made me smile. Thank you for the message. I've been struggling to come up with words to describe how I felt. You were a perfect gentleman and very nice. I don't think it's anything to do with you. I'm still trying to figure out why my reaction was so drastic, but I can't deny that it happened. I wish you all the best, but I can't continue any kind of relationship with you. Again, it's nothing about you, and I truly hope that law school is great. I know you'll make a difference. Yeah, lol, you've got problems. Oh my god, here we go. You need to get on medication. That's the stupidest freaking thing I've ever heard in my life. You are the problem because you have a screw loose and you create problems out of nothing. I never did anything but show you love. Go get on some medication because obviously you have some problems. Also, don't judge someone because they have flags on the wall. That's the stupidest freaking thing I've ever heard in my life. Thank you for wasting my time, my gas, and getting my hopes up. Go get after you, stupid biatch. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a reasonable response. Not even a little bit. I'm such a nice guy. Oh my god. And then immediately they start yelling at them, calling him a stupid biatch and a whole bunch of awful stuff. Like, yeah, this is how I'm such a respectful person, by being awful. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? I'm so nice, and why can't these females understand it? You should have just listened to me and been polite, and then you could have had a chance at being spoiled by me. Now I'll just be kinder to a nicer girl. When I hit my first million, I'll be sure to rub it in your face. That can't be real, can it? And they also could be joking. Probably not, but maybe. Americans seem so gentlemanly. Girl, I'm so sorry. I mean, a lot have had to adapt based on our culture shift and therefore lose chivalry. Yeah, well, you can thank feminists for that. When you complain that a guy holds a door open calling him sexist, don't act offended when he slams it in your face instead. Oh my god, so angry. laughing my ass off. The fact that you brought feminism into this conversation proves that you're insecure. Who hurt you, babes? Yes, I'm a gentleman to women, not feminists. You are what you attract. Yeah, we used to be, but the American women freaking killed that. Imagine blaming women for you not being a good person. I mean, you might want to pay some credence to why men say that they hold female interactions to a minimum now. We would know after all. We would be the people who know. A lot of us grew up being told by our fathers how to act with women. We went into high school thinking, great, I know how this works, and then ended up being called a simp when they offered a girl their jacket on a chilly day, or bought a girl flowers to ask her out. I know that was me back in high school. Then once that way of acting went south, you either shut down or act like the scumbags that have success with women, and a lot simply refuse to act that way, so they disconnect. Yeah, the one common thing between all of the nice guy stuff is how angry and bitter it is. And like, don't you think if you go into a relationship with somebody, or like you approach somebody with that anger and bitterness, that obviously it's gonna go bad? Yeah, and like the top comment says, imagine slamming a door in a woman's face because she doesn't immediately offer to, you know what you off, for your chivalry. Yeah, as a man who used to be a gentleman, who used to be a nice guy, I sacrificed my heart time and time again only to be cheated on, disrespected, talked down to, even physically assaulted in my own house. No woman will ever get the gentleman out of me until after they've proven they're worth it. They'll never get the benefit of the doubt out of me, and I'll probably finish my life alone. Good riddance, modern women are disgusting. Oh no, this one's sad. You can't have a bad experience and then put that on all women ever. If one person's a bad person, that doesn't mean that every other person ever is also a bad person. Yeah, like this comment says, if he was never abusive physically or otherwise, then that's really messed up that his girlfriend resorted to violence. It's sad that guys like this take crappy relationships and their takeaway isn't she was horrible, and instead make generalizations about all women. And the comment under it says, sometimes people don't realize that every person is a different person. Yeah, and I feel like that's what it is. You can't just group everybody together and assume that they're all bad, because if you do that and it doesn't end well, that's your fault because you assume that everybody was the same. People's minds don't just change for no reason. But I get it. Who was I kidding anyway? A guy like me with a girl like you? Must have been naive to think it could have worked, because the nice guy never wins. Everyone loves to sit there and say, you're a nice guy. Yeah, here's the nice guy pouring his heart out and always getting nothing. I hope you find your... and it cuts off. It's like brainwashing yourself into thinking that the problem is that you're too nice, when that isn't what the problem is at all. And the bit at the end where they're like, the nice guy always pouring his heart out and getting nothing. It's the expectation of you're gonna get something in return, like, oh, I'm gonna try and be a nice person and then I'm gonna get something out of it, like manipulative almost. And I feel like it is an actual compliment to call somebody a nice person, but at the same time, I'm sure people call people nice when they don't know what else to say. Like, oh yeah, he's nice. Or like, especially when they're saying it to their face, saying that they're nice, because it's not very comfortable to say what they really feel, because it's not like a personality or something. You sort of expect somebody to be nice. It's not like, oh my god, they're nice, how amazing. Nah, like, you should be nice. I want an anime girlfriend who will love me for who I am. Real women just don't understand what they're missing out on. Anime women are loyal and they care for you and they're beautiful and they're imaginary. Oh, sorry. If I had an anime girlfriend, I would respect her so hard. Real men like myself don't want a girlfriend just for the horizontal mumbo. We want someone to respect, and with an anime girlfriend, that will go both ways. If you have a 3D woman as a girlfriend, you obviously don't respect real women. Get a life and a real girlfriend, idiots. Okay, so they're joking. 100%, right? Okay, nice guy story time. I accidentally sent the nice guy to Cambodia for 2 weeks. So this happened a few years ago, 2019-ish. And in my old friend group, there's this guy, Larry, who had been acting really creepy. He hadn't done anything to warrant immediate action at this point, but he was following me around high school, making sure that I was alright in a really creepy sort of stalker way. Like, I would run cross country and I'd lay down and I'd bask in the sun when suddenly my sun got cut out and I hear heavy breathing and I see him staring over me, and I told him that I needed a rest and to go away, but he laid next to me and started talking. That's one example. And then later down the line, he'd tell the group that he had a solo diddly addiction after a subreddit told him to, and it would later come out that he had a crush on several girls at once, but his biggest one was me and my friend, so that's like a quick brief on him. And he pulled the typical BS of, I didn't do anything wrong, when me and some other girls made our male friends intervene. So, cut to 2019, my high school is advertising a charity trip to Cambodia, where you would build houses and refurbish schools. I went around to my friends to try and round up some more people, as I was the only one going at that point, and because they were all nerds and geeks and wanted to start study, they all decided to not go. Larry stayed quiet, which was typical, and I went on about my day. Cut to 2 weeks later, and it's our first meeting on how we're going to get donations for the trip, and it's me with 2 other younger boys in our office with the supervising teacher, and as I start suggesting things, Larry walked in. I really tried to hold back my laughter as I knew that this kid was very hidden from the realities of life by his parents, who paid him $25 to load a dishwasher as his only chore, and I just saw him in PE unable to throw a dodgeball and just standing in the field to be used as a shield, and now he's here wanting to build houses in Cambodia. I feel like there's another motive involved as to why the kid who never leaves his house and games 24/7 suddenly wants to go to Cambodia for 2 weeks. As the weeks go on and money is raised and we start booking our flights, he begins to seem very disinterested in the trip itself and only really does stuff when I'm involved, which yeah, I was very involved, but like at meetings he would just mentally check out and stare at me. Then with 48 hours before our flight out to Cambodia, I woke up with a sore throat, and I think maybe it'll be fine as COVID isn't a thing yet, like this was only months before the first case, and I chin up and do the classic Australian move by saying she'll be right and go into denial about the sickness because I was excited. The next morning I start feeling incredibly cold, like having the blankets and a heater on me, and I was still shivering. Now fun fact, where we're located at the time was about 3 to 4 hours away from the international airport, so for our 8 PM flight we had to leave at 4 at the latest. This meant I had to go get a doctor to write me a note before 4 PM so that I had to stay home, and as the non-asthmatic person that I am, I went in and I left with not only a doctor's note but 2 asthma puffers. Don't ask me why, as I was pretty much enjoying my time on my cough serum and Panadols and not really paying attention to anything, but I remember getting x-rays on my lungs at one point, so it was a lot of fun. Because I got the doctor's note last minute, only the teacher who was supervising knew about this. Now I don't know how it played out, but when they came back, Larry didn't look pissed, but looked like he'd seen some crap, and like the act of helping others didn't fulfill his soul. More like the opposite actually, and the school had photos to prove it, and used them at an assembly, and he looked miserable in every single one. It would have been kinda good if they went and they had a really good time, and they came back like, hey, that was actually really good. But no, obviously they were only going because of you. And yeah, definitely a creepy vibe. Maybe it was meant to be that you couldn't go. The next one is called, have they ever thought that they're the ones who were leading the girls on? I've seen it too many times when a nice guy or a neckbeard gets rejected by his crush. Even when she already has a partner, they sometimes use the you led me on defense to make her look bad. And I'm sure they know that's not true. But the other day I thought to myself, they're the ones who are leading the girl on. They only wanted to be friends with the girl with the sole purpose of becoming more than that. And then they get mad and they put the blame on her when their grand master plan doesn't work. Yeah, damn, that's so true. I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, that's so true. They have a plan from the very beginning, and yeah, misleading and manipulative. But of course, nice guy logic doesn't make any sense, so they'd probably never realize this. The next one is called, creepy stubborn guy follows me around and tries to ask me for my contact, even after telling him I have a boyfriend. I'm not sure if this post belongs in this subreddit, as he wasn't exactly a nice guy, but I felt like the theme was more or less suitable. A while ago, I, female 18, was meeting up with a friend of mine. At the time I was 17, in a different town. For whatever reason, my friend, also female 18, was late. And when I say late, I mean very late. I waited for her for a whole hour and a half at the town centre. During this whole time that I waited for her, from the very beginning until the end, there was a guy staring at me non-stop, and he looked about 25. Remember, I was 17 at the time, and I definitely don't look a second older than that. I wasn't scared or anything, as there were people all around, but it was just a little bit creepy. I didn't think much of it, and soon my friend arrived and we left to go to a new cafe, and we had a lot of fun. However, not long after we finally left the cafe, we were walking around and suddenly the same guy appears behind us and calls me for my attention. He started asking me stuff like where I was from. I was born in a different country, and I guess he noticed where I lived, which I didn't answer, and if he could have some sort of contact with me. The conversation went more or less like this. Him, hey, do you notice me before? Me, oh no, I didn't. A lie. Him, I just thought you were really pretty and I wanted to ask, do you have Instagram or something I could have? Me, no, sorry, I don't have Instagram. Him, what about Snapchat? My friend, no, she doesn't have that either. Him, but I saw you texting earlier. While he was watching me wait for my friend. At this point, I'm uncomfortable and I'm not sure how to tell him I'm just not interested. He's too old for me. No guy has ever been that direct with me, and I didn't know how to say no. I'm a little socially awkward. He goes on and on about how he thinks I'm beautiful and did want to get to know me, and I kept saying I didn't have whatever social media that he was asking for. He wouldn't give up no matter what. Then he asked me for my phone number, and I couldn't tell him that I didn't have a phone number because it would have been an obvious lie, so I just said, sorry, I have a boyfriend. At this point, I was sure that he'd give up, but I was wrong. He proceeded to ask me if my boyfriend was here, to which again I lied and said yes. It freaked me out. How come it's relevant information if my boyfriend was there or not? But my friend said that we had to go, and we finally got rid of him. This is when she revealed to me that she noticed that that guy following us when we left the cafe? Was it a coincidence that he appeared outside the cafe 2 hours later? Or was he waiting there the whole time? I have no idea. Yeah, and what's the end game with this? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Oh, okay, you got a boyfriend, so where are they? Like, freaking somebody out isn't gonna make them want to go on a date with you. Bloody obviously. Yeah, that's super unsettling. The next one says, a nice guy dated me just to present me as his I'm in a relationship prize. I apologize about my bad English since it's not my native language, and also if it's too long, but I really want to vent a bit because now it's finally a year since I was set free from a nice guy. It all started when I was in my second year of high school, about 16 or 17 years old, when all of a sudden a guy texted me about anime and Pokemon cards. Worth mentioning, he was back then about 22 to 23. I loved anime back then, so when a guy texted me about it, I was happy to chat with him. Eventually we got close as he was saying how nice he is compared to other guys and how cute I am. He asked me out after a week of texting. I friend-zoned him back then, but after 6 months of being good friends, he again pulled out his sweet words and asked me out again. This time, desperate for a boyfriend, I agreed. Hell, this is when things went down. I didn't mind that he had about 120 kilos and was only 160 centimeters, but each time he visited me, he wanted to dine out. Him ordering expensive food and wanting me to pay the bill, though the only money that I had was pocket money from my parents. Good for pizza and stuff, but definitely not a fancy dinner. But when getting cheap coffee, he paid it because he was the gentleman and a nice guy. Soon enough, he started to push me into stuff I, as a 17-year-old girl, was not ready for. Oh god, unwanted touches, deep kissing in the public, which was super embarrassing, and pushing me to get on his lap since it was nice. When being in a cafe followed with deep kissing and even more uncomfortable stuff, I felt so gross. I told him I don't like it, but he ignored it. It didn't take me too long to notice that he wanted to date me only because he was so selfish and unattractive that he couldn't get a normal girl. Once COVID lockdown happened, he always told me on the phone how his ex was prettier, cuter, thinner, all with I should be happy for dating such a romantic, nice guy. I started to be worried that he wanted to push me into his bed right when COVID would be over, but had no guts to tell him to break up until I found out that he once recorded me and him playing Minecraft, and though he knew I hated people's attention and stuff, he secretly recorded me and my voice while playing saying personal stuff, while he said all this stuff about being a cool guy with a girlfriend and uploading it publicly on YouTube. Oh my god, what? That was my last straw. I texted him that if he had no guts to visit me in 4 months, he had multiple occasions since he had a car, I couldn't since trains were limited due to COVID, but had the guts to show me on YouTube as his girlfriend prize that it's over. That surely blew his steam since he spammed me right after with bad messages, calling me names and asking me why I don't love him anymore. He was all this time so nice to me. Even asked me if he should buy any present to forgive him, that he is the hottest boyfriend I could have and should be glad that I was at least attractive to him. The more he begged, the more I could see how nice guy he was. He left me tons of voicemails, but I rather ignored them and I enjoyed my family's barbecue. Eventually needed to pick up the call of his, where he literally cried into the phone about me being the only girl that he can love, that he can't live without me, etc. I just told him that he's too uncomfortable for me and I hung up. I need to admit, a breakup barbecue that my dad made for me was a sweet reward. Oh, that was revolting. I'm so glad everything's okay now. Ew, that's so bad. And as soon as we started reading it, it was so bad and it didn't get any better. Okay, that's definitely enough for today. It's been amazing, but that's enough, nice guys. Time to read something a lot more wholesome. My cousin's baby wears a head-shaping helmet, so he's got the whole family wearing helmets now, and this is the realest thing I've ever seen. Oh, that's so cute. Don't even worry, we're all gonna wear helmets. This comment, the kid's gonna be on Reddit in 15 years like, wait, your families didn't wear helmets around the house? Yeah, what? This is totally normal, isn't it? Ever since my daughter found out that our plant Serena wasn't getting enough sunlight, she insists on taking her out for walks while holding her up to the sun. Oh, that's so awesome. Gotta make sure that Serena is okay. When a random stranger asks me to watch their stuff for them, I'll guard this with my life, and I mean it. Like, you're a random person and I don't know you, but I'd do anything for you, okay? In an inverted world. School cancelled forever. I made cookies. Yay! Ah! Mommy, I had a bad dream. There, sweetie. Don't worry, child. Daddy's always watching at the foot of your bed. Wow, that's interesting, but also so creepy. Being comforted by their spider and demon parents. That is a really creative idea for a comic. Bulbasaur brought you a flower, hoping it makes you feel better. Thank you, Bulbasaur. I feel completely fine, but you can pass it on to somebody who needs it. Hell yeah, Bulbasaur. And once again, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope it wasn't too horrifying of an episode. If you enjoyed and you want to see more Nice Guy videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Alchemy Dog. What a great way to spend my morning. Oh, thank you, Alchemy Dog. I really appreciate the support support, and I'm so happy you enjoyed. And yeah, 100%, it's such a good way to start the day. I'm so glad you think so too. Okay, I'm out of here. Thanks again for all the support, guys. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!